How did somebody try to kidnap you but returned you the same day? Growing up in a Caribbean household means one thing: zero freedom. I'm not exaggerating. I couldn't change my hairstyle without my mom threatening to book me a one-way ticket back to the islands. The word girl didn't exist in that house. My parents weren't raising a son. They were operating a maximum security facility with a kitchen. The one thing they couldn't take from me was my nightly walk. They couldn't say no to a walk. So every single night, I was out there like a free man. One night, I'm on my usual route, headphones in, when a black van slows down beside me. I woke up strapped to a chair with a bag over my head. They pull the bag off, slide a phone across to me, and tell me to call my mom. They wanted $1 million. I dialed. It rang and rang. She didn't pick up. They made me call again. Nothing. Fourth call. Nothing. On the fifth call, she finally answered, and her first word was, "Who is this?" "Mom, it's your son, the one you've been raising like a prisoner." They grabbed the phone, told her they had me, told her what would happen if she didn't pay. She hung up. Dead silence. The kidnappers looked at each other. They called back, put the phone right next to my face, and I started begging. She let me finish, and then she took a breath, and she started yelling at me for 20 minutes about how irresponsible I was, about how she didn't raise me to be out at night acting like I had no home. One of the guys sat down next to me and put his hand on my shoulder, just out of sympathy. Another one shook his head slowly like he was watching something tragic unfold on television. She hung up mid-sentence. Her own sentence. Just stopped talking and hung up. They waited, fully convinced the money was coming, and she was just dramatic. 1 hour passed, then 5, nothing. At hour 3, I genuinely asked if anyone had a deck of cards. At that point, we were basically just 4 guys and a hostage sitting in silence, all equally confused about my mother's decision-making. Finally, one of them stood up, looked at me and said, "Your mom is not coming." I know. They threw me back in the van, still tied to the chair somehow, and drove me home, the same one they took me from. They left me there, still tied up, and pulled off without a word. I started yelling for help. I yelled for a long time. My mom never came out. My neighbor eventually walked by, looked at me sitting there tied to a chair on the porch, and said, "Why are you tied up?" He untied me himself. I walked inside. My mom was at the kitchen table. She looked up at me and said, "See? That's what happens when you're always outside."